My name's Ed Partyka, and I live in West Chicago, and I'm sitting in a 1964 Oldsmobile 98, which was the top of the line for Oldsmobile. I was actually in Dearborn, Michigan for the 100th anniversary of Oldsmobile, and I saw it and I just loved the car, and I talked to the owner of the car. The person that bought the car brand new had just died, and the estate owned the car, and they brought it to the show to show it around to people. I asked them if it was for sale, and they said no, and I just gave them my name, and I said, if you ever want to sell it, let me know. We can fast forward 5 years. They contacted me and said that they're going to sell it. We settled on a price. I drove to Traverse City, Michigan, 450 miles to pick up the vehicle, and when I got there, they told me they didn't know how to tell me this, but they changed their mind. And they wanted to know if I would be upset, and I said, nope, I'm going to make a vacation of it. I says, call me when you are ready. And then we go 5 years later, they called me again. And they said, we're ready. We drove back out to Traverse City. We couldn't get the car started because it had sat for 5 years. I fooled with it for a half a day, got it running, and I bought it on the spot. The paint is called Bermuda Blue, and it was not the most popular color back then, but I fell in love with it. When I saw it, I thought that was just great. The interior is a matching Bermuda Blue, and the convertible top is the original top for this car, which is also matching Bermuda Blue. Well, the engine on this car is the optional 345 horsepower, ultra-high compression Starfire engine, which was back in the 60s, that was a pretty big deal. And that came with a 4-barrel carburetor and a 4-speed hydromatic transmission. It will actually deliver quite a bit of power. Incredible torque. It has positive traction rear end, dual exhausts. That in itself was a very expensive option. But it also has air conditioning, cruise control, tilt wheel, a wood grain steering wheel, which was very unusual back then, power antenna, power seats, power windows, power vent windows, a remote control mirror, a sentinel on the dashboard, which would actually dim the headlights if another car was coming. And it has a Wonderbar radio. And the Wonderbar radio would actually seek the next station that you have on your radio by either pushing a button on the dash or by hitting a foot pedal on the floor. It would go to the next station for you. On the speedometer is what they call a safety sentinel. And there's a small dial that you can turn, and you can actually set the safety sentinel to a specific speed. So if you're going through an area where the speed limit is 45 miles an hour, if you exceed that speed limit, a buzzer will go off on the dash and a light will start to flash. So it'll warn you that you are exceeding the speed limit that you wanted it to be set at. You can still go over, but it will warn you that you're doing that. It's an absolutely wonderful car to drive. It's not an economy car. It gets about 12 miles per gallon on the road. Around town, you get about 10 miles per gallon. But it handles very well on the open road. It's got plenty of power. It's quiet. It's smooth. It has bias ply tires, which is what it came with. I thought about putting radial tires on it for better handling, but then it's not original.